A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. I seek the protection of Allah against the devil. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Rabbi zidni ilma. O my Lord, increase in my knowledge. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amr. Wahlul uqdatum min lisani yafqahu qawli. O my Lord, open for me my chest. Grant me the self-confidence, contentment and boldness, and make loose the knot from my tongue that they understand my speech. Assalamu alaikum. May peace, blessings and mercy of Allah be upon you and to all the messengers of Allah, and in particular on the noble and the final messenger Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, his family and his companions. In this video, we will be learning about the Section D Cost Management of CMA Part 1 Financial Planning, Performance and Analytics. It has the weightage of 15% in exams. Critical Success Factors. Critical success factors are a limited number of characteristics, conditions, or variables that directly impact an organization's efficiency, effectiveness, and viability. They are the aspects of its performance essential to its competitive advantage and success. Activities related to the critical success factors must be performed at the highest possible level of excellence. Formula of the product cost. Product cost is equals to the direct material plus direct labor plus factory overhead. Formula of conversion cost. Conversion cost is equals to the direct labor plus factory overhead. Characteristics of the variable cost. Total variable costs are directly proportional to the production level. Total variable cost will increase as the production level increases. However, variable cost per unit will remain unchanged. Total variable cost will decrease as the production level decreases. However, variable cost per unit will remain unchanged. Behavior of the fixed cost. Fixed costs do not change in total as the level of the production changes, as long as production remains within the relevant range. The relevant range is the range of production within which the fixed cost remains unchanged. As long as the production activity remains within the relevant range, an increase in the number of units produced will not cause an increase in total fixed costs, and a decrease in the number of units produced will not cause a decrease in the total fixed costs. Within the relevant range of production, the total fixed cost will remain unchanged, but the fixed cost per unit will decrease as the level of the production increases. Mixed cost. Many costs are the mixed costs. Mixed costs have a combination of the fixed and the variable elements. Mixed cost may be semi-variable or semi-fixed cost, also called the step cost or the step variable cost. A semi-variable cost has both a fixed component and a variable component. It has a basic fixed amount that must be paid regardless of the amount of the activity, or even in the event of no activity, and added to that fixed amount is an amount that varies with the activity. A semi-fixed cost, also called the step cost or a step variable cost, is a fixed over a given small range of activity, and above that level of activity the cost suddenly jumps. It stays the fixed again for a while at the higher range of activity, and when the activity moves out of that range, it jumps again. A semi-fixed cost or the step variable cost moves upward in a step fashion, staying at a certain level over a small range and then moving to the next level quickly. All fixed costs behave this way, and a wholly fixed cost is fixed as long as activity remains within the relevant range. However, a semi-fixed cost is fixed over a small range than the relevant range of a wholly fixed cost. Cost function for the total manufacturing cost. The cost function for the total manufacturing cost is y is equals to the a plus of the bx, where y is equals to the total cost, a is equals to the fixed cost, b is equals to the variable cost per unit, and x is equals to the total units produced. Difference between the direct and the indirect cost. Direct cost can be traced directly to a specific cost object. Indirect cost cannot be identified with a specific cost object. Cost pool. A cost pool is a group of indirect cost grouped for allocation using the same allocation base. Cost driver. A cost driver is anything, an activity, an event, or a volume of something that causes cost incurred each time the driver occurs. Difference between the explicit cost and the implicit cost. Explicit costs are also called the out-of-pocket costs. Explicit costs involve the payment of cash and include the wages and salaries, office supplies, interest paid on loans, payment to vendors for raw materials, and so forth. Explicit costs are the opposite of the implicit costs. Most explicit costs eventually become expenses, though the timing of their recognition as expenses may be delayed. For example, when inventory is purchased, its cost does not become an expense until sold. An implicit cost, also called an imputed cost, is a cost that does not involve any specific cash payment and is not recorded in the accounting records. Implicit costs are also called the economic cost. Implicit costs do not become expenses. They cannot be included explicitly in financial reports, but they are needed for the decision making. For example, interest not earned on money that could have been invested in interest paying security but invested in manufacturing equipment is a frequent implicit or the imputed cost. The lost interest income is an opportunity cost of investing in the machine. The lost interest is not reported as an expense on the income statement. However, it is necessary to decide to invest in the machine because it will be different if not purchased. Opportunity costs. An opportunity cost is a type of the implicit cost. Opportunity cost in an economic term, an opportunity cost is considered an economic cost. Opportunity cost includes the contribution that would have been earned if the alternative decision had been made, less any administrative expenditures that would have been made for the other available alternative, but that will not be made. The contribution to income is lost by not using a limited resource in its best alternative use. Joint production costing. Joint products result when one production process leads to two or more finished products. The products are not identical, but they share the same production process up to the split off point. The split off point is when the two products stop sharing the same process and become different identifiable products. The main issue with the joint products is how to account for the joint costs, that is, those incurred prior to the split off point, and allocate the joint costs to the separate products. Accurate allocation is needed primarily for financial reporting purposes and pricing decisions. The inventory cost of each unit of each joint product needs to be determined accurately so that the balance sheet will be accurate. Since the inventory cost of each unit becomes its cost of goods sold when it is sold, the amount of cost to be expensed to cost of goods sold for each unit sold is needed. Joint costs may include the direct materials, direct labors, and the overhead. Costs incurred after the split off may also include the direct materials, direct labor, and overhead. The costs incurred after the split off point are separable costs and they are allocated to each product as that product incurs them. Byproducts are low value products that occur naturally in producing higher value products. They are, in sense, accidental results of the production process. The main differentiator between the main products and joint products is the market value. If the product has a comparatively low market value than the other products produced, it is a byproduct. Methods of allocating cost to the joint products. The primary methods are relative sales value at split off method, estimated net realizable value method, physical measure and the average cost method, constant gross profit percentage method. This learning video is designed from my book CMA Part 1 Financial Planning, Performance and Analytics 2022, which is available for subscription from my website zenacademy.us or mzen.org. Please do like the video, share it and subscribe the channel for amazing contents. Feel free to ask any questions relating to studies through WhatsApp or through email. May Allah, Lord of the heavens and the earth, bless you in this world and in particular in life hereafter. Ameen. Have a nice day with love and care. Allah Hafiz.